after some, I don't know, but I was still very young. My dad came to pick me up, and we went to Koforidua, to live. We were living at Adrisu Estate. I went, and we went to Koforidua, back to Accra to live at Mile 7. Bred in Tema, Community 9 General Hospital, and that's where I lived in Community 9. And then after some, I don't know, but I was still very young. My dad came to pick me up, and we went to Koforidua, to live. We were living at Adrisu Estate. I went to school at Universal in Koforidua for a while, then came back to Accra to live at Mile 7. Old Peace FM, that area. Yes, and I used to school at Achimota Preparatory.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually took a lot of my life. I spent a lot of my life at Mile 7.
Oh, okay.
Those were some dark times for me as well. Went through a whole lot, and even surviving that should tell you that there's something bigger than us. So came out of that, came to Tema to complete JSS, I think Form 3. Right after that, stayed in Tema, went to Methodist Day Secondary in Tema. Yeah, and then right after that, I did IPMC, and then I'm still doing music now.
Wow. So, I mean, you went to IPMC to study
graphic designing, yeah.
Okay, so that's where you got the graphic designing stuff from. Did you practice it before music? Did you practice a little bit? You did.
Deep within me, I really wanted to do music. I think it's a passion. That's something I do effortlessly. And I was a young kid with a lot of emotions, because of stuff that I went through as a kid, and I wanted a way to express it. So it started by writing, because let me say this quick story. People who know Sarkodie know a song called Mile 7 Saga, which was a situation that happened in Mile 7. God bless whoever I was staying with. I think maybe she didn't know better, so I wouldn't judge her, but that made me who I am today. So it was very critical at that point, staying there at Mile 7. And these are times that people can take their lives because of the stress, the problems. I didn't know where my mom was, didn't know where dad was. My mom didn't know where I was, because my dad came to pick me. My dad knew where I was, but I didn't know where he was staying. So I could see him sometimes, but not regularly.
But how did you land in Mile 7?
Because dad took me to the woman, to stay with her.
With someone, okay.
Yes, with someone. And it wasn't. As a child, I didn't understand it, because I didn't know better. I thought it was life, but I could sense it's not normal, because of the maltreatment. As a child, I think if you were living with your mom, this wouldn't be, the situation.
So the real love,
exactly, that connection wasn't there. So just craving for that for a long time. But that actually made me very emotional. So I really wanted to express what I felt as a person. I miss mom, so I would just write a letter, and then I don't know, because I can't. Those days were days that you don't have phones. You have to go to a pay phone. You have the chip, the card thing, you load it. And I'm a kid. I couldn't do that. And this is a crying time. As a kid, that's like here and
long miles away.
Exactly. So and I didn't know where my mom was. So that was a very dark time for me in life. I think we were like 7 people living in a room like this, and it was really bad. It was really bad, but I did survive that, and that made me who I am. It makes me observe a lot, so as life is going, I know how to chill back and just look at everything that's happening, because I was that quiet child who's always in some corner looking at stuff, don't have friends, so that whole time just built the persona Sarkodie. So as much as it was bad at that point, I didn't know that it was a preparation for who I am today, to say things that my fellow colleagues might not be able to even say because of what I went through at that time. So Mile 7 went through that for a very long time, from primary to JSS 2. As I was about to finish was when mom found me. So I was in school one day, and I just saw my mom coming to Achimota Preparatory, sitting in class. I saw my mom outside. I didn't even care if the teacher would beat me or anything. I just literally woke up, went to hug mom. I'm like, it's been forever. And she saw me, and I think as she saw me, the look,
your face,
yes, the way I was skinny,
things were not
you look sick, So, and as a mother, how they will react. They want to take their child away. So in the beginning, it wasn't easy. She had already had 4 to take care of, and coming to add me is not easy. So what she did was take me to where I was living, try to send her quota to the woman, you know, to take care of me, just to keep me there, and at the right time she'll come and pick me up. So she used to come when we vacate, or sometimes I'll be in school, she'll come and give me money. I go back, I give it to the same woman, you know. And the last time that she saw me, that she took me back to Tema, it was about 2 terms I'll complete school. So you can imagine how serious it was for her to not say complete and let me come and pick you. No, we're going today.
And that was an abrupt cut of your education.
Exactly.
And she was ready to take that risk.
Yes. And she said I'll complete from Tema. I'll have to come. I'll drive. A woman used to drop me off at, there was a place called CP Junction.
Yeah.
That now they have done the overpass, but then you walk.
You walk through that.
To school. So I had to finish the last term from Tema. You know, come back and forth, because when she saw me for the last time, it's like, if I leave today, I might not see you again, because the way you look, you know. So I didn't have the heart to tell her what the issues were, because I was young, and I thought you're being naughty or being a bad boy if you complain about who you're living with. Now I'm old, so I would understand that this is wrong. I would go like, no, this woman is doing this. But as a kid, I had no idea
how to swallow everything.
Exactly. So when mom come, I have to pretend like everything is okay. Actually, one funny situation was this writing thing. You know, I was writing to mom. It's like a letter saying, I miss you, I want to be with you, I don't want to stay here. And I fell asleep writing the letter. So the woman comes in,
she saw it,
picks the letter, got mad, called my mom. My mom came over, and this woman is complaining as if I am being a bad person, and I didn't understand. So I was saying sorry, crying, saying sorry, I will not do this again. And mom, I'm sorry. And my mom came. My mom was so pissed as well. So the two combined, I had to kneel down, beg this woman, and right after mom left, you can imagine the war that I have to face. You know, so it was recently when I grew up was when I told her what was happening. And she's like, why didn't you tell me all along? You know, when I was coming, I'm like, I was scared, because if I should say it, and maybe you don't take it like that, you tell her, you can imagine the problem. And there's a lot of kids, I believe, going through
the same situation. What's your advice to them? I mean, they are watching you, some of them are listening to you right now. If anybody is going through the same,
yes,
what would be your advice for them?
It will be hard for you to listen to me, because if you're in the situation, even if you look around your circumstances, you don't find any way out. That is how it seems like, and that's how people end their lives. If they don't, they tend to, you know, the bad life on the streets. You want to like. And I get it. I know why kids would want to do that, because of the situations at home. Because I used to panic when I hear the closing bell, you know, from school. I wish school would just go throughout to the next day, because now they say the closing bell, and I need to go and face this.
You wish school never ends.
Exactly. You know, so anybody who's in that situation, I bet you, you know, it will pay off with time, but you have to be calm with it. You know, it's a situation you're going through. It's a phase. It can take long, but it's not going to be like that forever. And actually, those who go through that situations always end up, you know, doing well. You know, so let me be a bit funny. It's a good thing to go through it. You know, it will really build you up to be a good person.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, touching. Every time you speak, you speak so passionately about your mom.
Yeah.
You speak less about your dad. Why is it so?
I think it's just natural, you know. But in all, I don't think my dad is that perception shouldn't be there. I'm not talking about him because he's like a bad person and all that.
Yeah.
But I think my dad, looking at my dad, makes me learn more, and I think it's for all young men. You know, we growing up. I think for men, showing emotions is very hard for us. You know, so sometimes kids misinterpret it. You know, so we don't get it. Maybe mom would show a lot more. Mom would like to hug you, tell you stories. You know, our dads can love you even way more than your mom does, but you know how they express it is a bit different. So I think my dad, I respect him now as a young man, you know, having a child, getting married. I understand his position.
Yeah.
But I think to all of us moving forward, we have to be a bit vulnerable to our kids with time. Like, let's show them the ins and out. Let's be way closer to them. I think the difference is just my mom. I'm way closer to my mom, and she would make the effort to make me see how far she would go. You know, my dad would do the same, but maybe I might not see it.
Yeah.
But now I realize things that he has done. But it's just natural. I just know my mom way more because I stayed with her. The usual. I think for almost every person in the world, you know, the whole mom son, mom daughter thing. You know, but there's nothing against that.
Okay.
Yes, my mom has said things that has come to pass. You know, my mom could say something and it will happen because I believed in it and I worked on it, so it did happen. You know, so I think you panic when you don't know your stand with God. You know, because if they say, my whole life, there's a lot of prophecies that's come on my way. Like people actually giving me 7 days and all that. You know?
Hey,
so yeah, I met
to
somebody,
die.
Yeah, somebody, and then I think he went to my mom straight to say that to my mom. My mom panicked, and that is when I believe the devil works, because I think it's 2 F's. God goes with faith, devil goes with fear. So you have to choose where you stand as a person. You know. So I met him outside, and I was disappointed, not because of the prophecy. You don't go to my mom to say these things to my mom, you know. But for me, over the years, I've been able to beat certain situations that makes me feel like you can be in charge only if you align yourself well with God, so you can talk to him directly.
Right.
And anything I pray with mom as well. So over the years, I'm not gonna say it's there or it's not, but what I've experienced personally with God is anything that I ask him for, he does it. If there's a situation that he has to solve, he does it. He's never failed till now. So it's gonna be hard for me to, like, you know, panic with these things, but I know yes, it might be possible that you've seen something.
Great, awesome. So for you, you pray about it. When it comes to you find time to pray.
I think I pray almost every time, and my prayer has always been trying to, like, God to eliminate, you know, not totally, you can't take negativity out of your life totally. It will come, but then you need the wisdom and the understanding to go through these times, because I think mainly it's the state of mind. And if you feel you're not too connected to God and you hear these things, and you definitely panic. Exactly. You know, I'm not talking to my father, I'm not talking to my mom. So now if somebody's coming to the house to come and beat me, there's nobody.
You'll be scared.
Exactly. You know, but me, if you have your connections right, you talk to God 24/7, you feel like you have a connection with him directly. If it's positive, you act on that, it's going to happen. If it's negative and you also want to, like, feed into that is possible that it can happen too.
And talk of prayer, before you mount any stage, do you pray?
Yes.
There are videos, I hear there are videos of you circulating that when you're going on stage, you're actually holding hands with your team and you are praying.
Yeah. Even if we forget to do that, I think individually in our heads we do it. But normally what we do is we gather in one of the rooms, either mine or the DJs or whoever. We just hold hands, and because we believe that we don't have control over what is happening. You know, I know within me that I have nothing. Let me say I have 10% to do with what's happening. You know, the 90 has nothing to do with me. So it's scary and fun. The fun bit is your manager is God. Can you imagine how fun that is?
Yeah,
exactly. He is controlling the wheel, and you can imagine the things he will bring in your way. No human being can work as hard as he works. You know, he will open doors that you can never believe, and he's been doing this over the years. The scary part is you never know when something big is about to happen. So you, as a Christian, you panic. You know, hey, am I going to get the next song? Are you going to have the biggest song? Will you ever win this award? What if you die out? Like all these things. But when you have something that you believe this is how you're doing it, you are sure. You have the best manager. You think you are sure, but then again, God forbid, but your manager can die. Okay, any human being that you're dealing with can die. We are doing our best here, but there's something way bigger than us working for us. So each and every time that we go on tour, shows, anything, we have to sanctify ourselves, have the best of shows. And I always pray that definitely when I step on that stage, people are going to scream, but God, can you use this platform to be another milestone that people want to demand for you more. Exactly.
More. So they can do the same God has done for you to them.
Exactly.
You know, you are lucky. I mean, your manager is God, and you seem to have